everyone. I am so happy you're here and you took again a little moment of your day to see what I am up to. And for today, I'm going to give you, of course, a new Christmas inspiration. If you're new here and you just found me, my name is Yanni and I'm doing this all about Christmas channel with weekly new Christmas inspiration. If you like this content, I hope you will subscribe. For today, I'm going to try to make from some tumbling towel blocks, I'm going to make some Christmas boxes. So we will see how this will turn out. Most of the time is always a little bit of laughter and of course some chaos. So if you like this, come along with me. I have already my tumbling tower blocks on my table, so we are ready to do this DIY. And of course, the tumbling tower blocks are the main things we need for this DIY. And I think it will be a very easy DIY, but I didn't make it earlier, so it is also for me new. So we will see how this will turn out. First, what we're going to do, we're going to make a bigger box and a smaller box. First one, I'm going to try to do 7 pieces against each other. So just one over here and glue it together to the next one and squeeze it and remove your glue. I don't know what it is, but my glue is not totally warmed up, so I'm going to do the third one and of course squeeze it and remove it, and we do the fourth. And of course, if you don't like to see how I made those boxes, I totally understand if it takes much too long for you. But for everyone who does like to see it, how I make my tumbling towel blocks DIYs, I'm so happy you still keep looking. So because I always like to explain it, even when it is not always correct English, but it doesn't matter. As long as you understand me, that's the main part. And you see, this is a number 7. And just make a little row of 7. Now we're going to make a second one with also 7 blocks. So then we already have the bottom of our bigger little box. And now we're going to do the third one. Again, squeeze it to each other, remove it and do the next one. It is always so easy and I always find it so relaxing to work with those little blocks, but it can also be just me. Maybe I'm a little bit strange that this is giving me relaxation, because I always love to make what I have in my head just in practice. So I am always having big imagination. And this is number 6. And now the last one again. If you have questions about my glue gun, you can, one is a wireless and he is just, I can show it you this way a little bit better. He is from the Lidl, just how you call it, and you can find those stores anywhere. They are in a lot of countries. We are going to glue this one against the other one, just this way, and squeeze it and real hard, so you get a nice bottom. And you see, this is already the bottom of our first little Christmas box. Now we are going to make the sides, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to glue 3 on top of each other. And this way, first I'm going to do everything in loose ends, because if you do it in once, it probably won't be so nice, because we are going to build now the sides of our little box. So I'm going to make a couple of them, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 of them. Of course, I have to glue this one. And again, this will be also again 1 of 3. And this one, this is number 2. This will be number 3. Again, against each other. I have to remove my glue already. And we are going to do the next one. And now we already have almost 3 of our sides, and we need 2 over here, 2 over here, 2 over here, and 2 over here. So this is not 6, of course, this is just 8. So again, glue it against each other. And this is another one. This is already number 4. We're already halfway. And like I said, I completely understand if you skip forward. And this one. And if you want to let me know in the comments if you already also are DIYing with those little blocks, because you can buy these little blocks anywhere. Every store momentarily has those kind of little blocks. So, and again, the last couple we are already going to make for the sides. And again, another one. Let me know in the comments if you also have nice ideas for cute little tumbling towel blocks DIYs. Of course, you can find many ideas also on Pinterest, but on Pinterest not all the ideas are already made, so sometimes you have to work it out yourself. I did also the poison bottles for Halloween, and those were not on Pinterest or somewhere else, so I had to figure out how to make them. See already, I have 4, now even 1, then I am really finished. And then we can build our sides. Then we only have to make our lid, and our box then will be already finished. And another one. Now we can build our sides this way. We are going to glue this together. So we already have 1, and glue this. Most of the time I always lay it flat on my table so I can get better, that the glue is gluing better together. So, and then we can glue this on top of here. Again, we are going to make the sides for the other side. And I'm trying to work a little bit around because I have my table already under the glue, but you don't have the time that I will. Again, this one will be over here. And now we have to do this side. Again, squeeze it. And this is one. And now the other side. And now we have 4 panels for the sides. But I'm going to glue the 4 panels first on top of each other, because before I'm glue it to the bottom. So I'm going to do this one with some glue and this one with some glue. And now I'm going to lay this down again, glue it on top of here and squeeze it a little, and this one over here, and again place it inside, squeeze it, and make sure that it's stuck right. You see, I showed to you this way. Now you already have 1 piece. We only need, you see already my my placemat is under the glue. I really have to remove it or else I can do nothing. And now we are going to place this one on top of here. Again, some glue. And the nice thing about this glue gun is that he is wireless. That's really a great thing. And just place it on top of here. Squeeze it that he is really straight on top of each other. So this way, keep it in place for a little moment, and now you see already have your own nice square. And if I mess it okay, then he will be fitting on top of here, but you never know. You see, he is fitting over here because the little blocks are not always the same measurement. That's really yeah, I don't know, I don't really like it, because most of the time you have blocks which are always the same measurement, but this one I order online and they are not always at the same size. It's really difficult sometimes. So I'm going to place it over. I'm going to glue some glue around And of course, this is most of the time the hardest thing because it's already drying on the other side and I still need to do this side. So sometimes this is really hard to do and to get it really right. And now we're going to place it on top of here and squeeze it a little bit. And now we already have the bottom on top of our balls, and now I really hope he will stick. So you see, now we already have our own little crate, how you call it, crate box. At least this is the top. Now I'm going to figure out how I get my lid on top of here, because of course you can lay it flat on top of here, but then he always will move, and I'm going to try to make a lid that he can fall inside. For the lid we are going to start with 5 blocks against each other. This way. Again, this is one. Squeeze it real hard or else he won't fit later on. And I see already I have to do new glue. And the other one this way. Again, now we have 4. I have to think if I need 4 or 5. 5 is too much because then he won't fit inside of my box. So I have to have 4. And again, we are going to do another row of 4. Then we have already the piece which will fall inside and is not totally fitting, because or else I have to saw my blocks, and I don't want you to do that because maybe you don't have a saw. I just want to do it the easiest way that I can do it for you. So I'm going to try to do it without any tools. What we will need, again, we are going to glue this on top of each other, and we will see how this is fitting. And you see, he has to be, if you have our box, he can be inside, so we can use this, that so he will be he cannot shuffle around. I hope that is a good I hope that's a good word. You cannot shuffle around. It's the hardest thing. If you want to, you can do one of the blocks half, and then you can glue this together. Then he is fitting even better, because probably if you do the half, I think he will be, if I've corrected, yeah, if you do the half of your block, then he will be really fine. So now we are going to make the top of our lid. For the top of our box, we are going to do again the same like we did with our bottom. We are going to do 7 against each other. First, this is already 2. We are going for number 3. And again, number 4. And number 5. And I thought maybe I have an idea that even the lid can fall over the box, over the box, so it will be really a box. So, but we will see if this will work out or not. So first I'm going to do the 7 one. This is already 6, and this is number 7. And I will show you now what I mean with the blocks are not totally on the same measurement. You see already here, this one is already a little bit thinner than the other blocks. On this side he's totally fitting, and on this side he's a little bit smaller. And that's something you have to work with. It's not like you can do something about it, but it's really rough to make DIYs if the sizes are not the same. So what we're going to do, but maybe from the Dollar Tree they are better. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. And I think even the blocks in other countries are a little bit bigger. This is also very small, but I think they are also a little bit bigger. And number 4. And here we have 54 in a package. I don't know if Other countries also have 54 or even more. I don't know, but here's not so much. 54 is not a lot of blocks, and I pay around the €3. It's similar like a dollar, so this it's not really expensive, but I think at the Dollar Tree they are a lot cheaper. And again the last one, and again this way, and squeeze it. We are going to do both of them again against each other. And we need enough glue because we don't want our lid to fall off. Again, squeeze it real hard. And now you see he is fitting on top of here. And the only thing what we're going to try to do is just to make blocks around it, and maybe I am lucky that he will fall around my box, but we will see. And or else I will use this one, glue this on top of here, and then he also can fit inside of here. But first I'm going to glue around it. I'm already debating what I must do, because I really like it that my box is this way, and then I have a nice couple of blocks on front of here, and just that our box is hanging over it. So you see this way, so you get a really box. But if I want to do that, to give it just a nice lid, then I really have to saw out one of the blocks in half, and one half over here and one half over here, because my measurements are so strange. And then I can glue the halves over here, and then he really can fall over our box, so then we can really make a nice box. But I'm debating, because I told you I just wanted to show you also without sewing, but that's just this way. Just glue the first piece and of course this one, and then we can put it over, and he is just on top of here. But that's not really a box, at least not a box that I have for in my eyes. So I will do both ways. So I will glue this of course on top of here, so you can do it this way, and I'm going to give it the sides around it, so I also looks like a real box. Now you see already I tried a couple of times to saw them in half, but you see already this was not really always a success. I hope I have now the measurements right, because that's why I just always wanted to show it to you without sewing, because sewing is always yeah, a little bit harder to do, especially with those kind of little blocks. What I'm going to do now, I have two pieces which are a little bit smaller than our blocks, so I'm going to glue them of course behind the 7 we already did. So just squeeze them real hard against it. And we're going to do this one, of course, also real hard on here. So we get a nice little back against each other. What we're going to do now, because we are going to make a lid around it, and we are going to do 3 of them, at least this way to each other. And again, also here, 3 of them. And this side we're going to do 2. So we're going to start with the side from 2. Just lay them down, squeeze them against each other, and again remove your glue. And we are going to do this another time again for the other side. Of course, again 2 against each other, squeeze it real hard, and again remove the glue. Now we have 2 pieces for the sides. Now we're going to do 3 pieces together, and again squeeze it real hard, and again remove it. We do the other side, and again squeeze it. And you see already also with this one, you can see already that the measurements are a little bit different. So I hope you have more luck than I have again, but we don't give up. We never give up. Again, this one against each other, and the last one, of course, this one, and squeeze it real hard. And this is, again, now we have the sides of our lid. Now we really are hoping for that everything will fit okay. So we are going to glue first the sides, again this one. So we're going to do some glue on top of here, and then do enough glue because you don't want your pieces to fall off. So again, squeeze it real hard. And again the other side, of course, do some glue over here, and again a little bit more than maybe you used to. Again, place this one against each other and squeeze it real hard because you want it in the same direction. And I am only hoping that, that this will fit. So now we're going to glue the underside. I have to use another glue stick because we need a lot of glue. Just do some glue on the top. And again onto the other side. And again place the 3 ones against each other. And again squeeze it real hard. And I keep it in place for a little moment. And now we're going to do the other side. And again this way. And you see we need enough glue. Place it down again and then squeeze. Of course this one, I'm going to turn it around so I can see it a little bit better. And squeeze it again real hard. And now we get a nice little lid, and now we're only hoping that you will fit over it. So you'll see how this is looking like. And you see we place it over it, and he's totally fitting over our thing. He's a little bit big, but especially he does fit, so that's the greatest thing. So we're going to do, of course, also the inside, because I promised you we also can do it with this one. So we can place it inside of here, so you don't need the sides if you don't want to sew it. So if you are going to do it without sewing, you just need the middle space we just made, 4 blocks, and glue it together inside our 7, because then also you don't do the half pieces on top of here. So we are going to place this one in the middle and we are going to glue it. Of course we have to measure out right so we don't make a mistake with our measurements. I have to look if I have them in the middle, or else he don't fit. So, and now I'm going to glue it together. I'm going to do some glue on the bottom of this piece, and I'm going to glue it inside. And of course try to get it as even as you can. I hope I have it in the middle, but we will see if, if this is correct or not. So we are going to bend it over and look if he is fitting. And I think he is fitting. If I am correctly, I have to get it inside. And now he's fitting. Of course, now I have him with my sides, but you can also use it without it. And I hope I get it off. But maybe we can get it off. We will see. Yes, he's still inside of here. You see, it still works, but you need a little of furniture wax to make it smoother to go open and closed. So you see, just work a little bit with it and you get it inside. So it is a little bit measurement. You see, this is how he's looking like. This is the bigger one. The only thing we still need to do, we have to give it a handle on top of here, just that we can get off our lid of our box. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to do it my way. Maybe if you have better ideas, just let me know. I'm really gluing 2 together. remove the glue again. I can't say it enough, because later you have lots of work to get it away. We are going to do one of the blocks on top, just of course also in the middle, and squeeze it real hard. And now we get one of the blocks we are going to glue over here. And again, we need not to let it go over a whole lot, so just a little piece, so you get a little stair, you see. But I don't want to let it come out too much, because or else my handle will be a little bit too big, and I don't really like that. So I'm trying to get it the same measurement if I have it over here, this way. And now you see you have a nice lid for on top of your little box, and I will glue this on top of here. So again, glue this together, and this one, of course, my glue is finished already, and this way. And now I'm going to try to get it in the middle, and again squeeze it real hard. And now your little box is ready to paint and of course to decorate for the Christmas season. And now of course I also will make a smaller one. I'm going to do now the smaller one, but of course like I said also with the big one, if you don't want to see it, skip forward. But most of the time people always ask, if I do the big one, maybe how do you do the small one? So I'm going to do the small one, of course. Also I try to do as fast as I can, and I am going to use only 4 blocks. So we are going to do 4 blocks against each other this way, because we are going to start to making a bottom. We are going to make 2 series of course of the 4 blocks, and we're going to do the second one, and then we are going to glue them the same way like we did with the bigger one. And I am still debating if I like the bigger one with the lid over it, or maybe I should have left it the way that it is just falling inside. So I'm not really sure what I think of it. So, but like I said, every time it is an experiment, you learn. Every time you do some DIY, you are learning. So both of the 4 blocks we are going to make together, just squeeze it. And now we have already our bottom of our little one. What we're going to do right now, we're going to place one over here, so we make 3 blocks high. This way, one against the other. Now we're going to do number 3, and this one is already for the side, so we need 2 blocks of 3. This is for one side, and this will be for the other side. Again, this is 1, and number 3 for this side. And again, squeeze it until it is dried up. Remove your glue. This one is also already over here, and for the front we need, of course, 2 behind each other. So again, we are going to make blocks of 3, and a little bit like the same like we did with the bigger one, only we need a little less of our blocks. And again, squeeze it. This is 1, and we're going to do the other one, and again squeeze it, and the last on top of here. And this one is also ready. We already have one side of our little box, and still 6 to go. And this is the last for this piece. Again, squeeze it, 1, and we are going to do this one again, and the last before we're going to glue it together. again, squeeze it again. You see, now we have our parts already for our little box. What I'm going to do, I'm going to place them. Of course, I start with gluing this two together. Again, this a little bit easier to show. Squeeze it, and we're going to do these two parts together. Squeeze it, and again we are going to glue this on top of here and this one on top of here. But maybe I can first work this one on top of here, and I have to get it straight. And you see, now we have already this one on top of here. What we're going to do, we are going to glue this one over here. I need some glue and place it in between. Again, this is one. We are going to do the other one. And on this side, and squeeze it in. We already have the half of our little box, and now we only have to glue this one in front. And I'm going to do some glue over here, some glue over here, and on the underside we need some glue. And now we're going to place our little piece in between and squeeze it. And you see already, now we have a nice little box. For the top already of our box, we are going to do again 4 on each other, 4 blocks, number 2, number 3, and number 4. And this is already one side of our lid. We're going to do again 4 blocks and glue this one and a number 3. And I know this must sound really boring. Maybe I also do it with some music and do it a little bit faster. So I don't know if you will hear me or not. If you don't hear me, you hearing music at this point. So again, I'm gluing this together. So we have already the top of our lid. But of course we have to work with it because he is now not totally the right size. But he is fitting on top of here already. I'm going to work with it to go around it. Of course, if you want to have the lid on top of here without that he is having a round around it, you need again 4 pieces next to each other. And we are going to glue this on top of the lid, so he falls nice in between. And the last one, I don't know, this one is not totally straight on top of each other, so I have to get him off, because or else you won't have a nice fitting on top of your lid. So you have to do sometimes break it off and get your glue off, because you want to have a tight fit around your little box. Again, this way, and I'm going to glue it, but put it down. And now we're going to do the last one, and of course I'm going to squeeze it, and this one. So don't worry, sometimes you just have to break them out and try it again. And now you have a nice straight 4 piece, And again, you see already this one is falling inside of the box. So we are going to glue this also again on top of here, and we are going to turn it over, and now then you already have a nice close box. But of course, I'm going to try to work around this one also. We glued it in the middle, and you see already he is falling perfectly over our box. What I'm going to do, lay this aside. I'm going to do two pieces against each other. So on the tops, do some glue, squeeze it, and do the next one. And this way we are going to do 4. Again, 2 this way, squeeze it, and again on the tops, squeeze it. And now we're going to do this one on the tops, and again squeeze it. And now we already have our sides and our thing for our lid over our little box. Of course, this is optional. You don't have to do it. If you don't like it, it's also fine. It looks now very big, and especially when you look at the bigger box, it looks very big and I can say bombastic, but that's just a song. But at least it looks very big. But believe me, when we are going to put it in some paint or in some furniture wax, he will look so much different. So don't worry. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to glue this one together. I have to look if I have the same length of all of them. Of course, I have to glue this one on top of here. Just do some glue over here and glue it together, squeeze it, and exactly in the middle, and of course also squeeze it on the top so you get a nice straight finish. And I always make it clean immediately. I'm going to do this one on the other side. And of course, you see already I did it totally wrong, so I have to remove my glue. But now on this way, because I totally glued it on the wrong side. So this is why you don't have to do it so fast as I do. Just take your time. But I want to do it in front of the camera as fast as you can, because then you don't have to wait for me. But that is not really always the greatest, because now I already made a mistake, and I'm going to keep this one in the inside so it looks not. And of course I have to get this one also straight and squeeze it. So don't do it the way I do. This is not the good the correct way. So again, now we're going to glue this one on each side of our lid. But again, I'm going to glue it this way, because or else I make a mistake again, and I don't want to happen this second time again. Again, squeeze it and keep it straight. And of course on the top also here, squeeze it. And we are going to glue some glue over here. I have a feeling that today is not my greatest day to show you how I DIY. It is Monday. Maybe this is the problem, because I hope you still understand what I do. You can at least see what I do. Don't mind me, my English. In Dutch is always very easy to talk, but in English it's always difficult. Again, we are going to try to get it over the top, so we have to look for if everything will fit all right, or else we have to wax it a little bit. Yes, we got him. So he is totally over it. Now we still need our lid. I'm sorry, my camera fell out on me. because when I was making my little trap, of course, for my handle, I said lid, but of course it is handle. You know already what I mean. You see, this we are going to glue on top of here, so he is similar like the other box. You see him already popping over here, already in between. Now he's looking a little bit the same. So I'm going to glue this a little bit over here and one over here, and now we're going to glue it exactly in the middle, and I'm going to try to, of course I have to get it in the middle, this way, and squeeze it. And now already our little box is also finished. Of course you have to get a little bit patience to get it off. He is fitting, but of course, you see, he is fitting right now. Now we have already two of our boxes. And what we're going to do, I'm still debating if I will paint it or I will put it in some furniture wax. You will see in a moment. Before we're going to wax it, because I chose to wax our Christmas boxes, you see already a little bit of a difference, because I was totally not satisfied with how the bigger box was turned out. The measurements were totally wrong. I had 3 layers high and this was much too low for such a big lid. So I did 2 rows on top of here. So I showed you a little bit closer. So now you have 5 rows on top of each other. Instead of 3, you are just making 5, and then you get the walls a little bit higher, because now the comparison is a little bit better. So I'm going to do both of them in the furniture wax. Of course, you can do any color you like, which is fitting for your decor. I'm just using a very simple homemade brand furniture wax, because I always like to do it cheap if the quality is of course also okay. So I'm just going to take a little bit of my brown, and of course furniture wax also here in the net we also have it in another colors. So if you like more a little bit of the lighter colors, is also fine too, but I love the rustic color for the Christmas season. So I will finish this off and then we're going to do the next step. All the pieces are already in the furniture wax, and I let it dry for a couple of hours, and now I'm just going over and just remove everything which is still on it and is still and I want to have it off. So just go with a simple easy kitchen towel over it and just rub it up, so it also gets a little bit more of a shiny feeling. So I will do this, and then we are going to decorate our Christmas box. All the pieces of the box I did with some kitchen paper, and I just wanted to show you before I'm going to decorate it. You see, even without, like I said earlier, without the circle around it, you can even make it fitting, because you place this little block inside. So it is very easy to work with. So you see, now he's a little bit higher, and I think he is now a little bit better in proportions, if I if I say it right, and or else it is a new English word. And the little one, the smaller one also, of course, I have to put it on, and I am really loving both of them. I have to show to you this way. It's better on camera, and I am really loving the boxes, and they are so easy to make. If you know how to make it, they are really easy. What I'm going to do, I did find a couple of my envelopes, and of course I bought them already years and years ago. I think I bought maybe 30 of them on AliExpress. They were very cheap by then. So you see, this is a nice little cute envelope, and you can do it inside of a Christmas tree or something else, but I'm going to use the front, and I'm going to place it on the front of the big one, and one of this one I'm going to cut out a little bit smaller, and I'm going to glue it on top of the front of the smaller one. On my table, you see already, I played around with my little envelope. So I cut a couple of them in pieces. So I did the front for the big one, and for the smaller one, I also made a little print. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to take some glue and I'm going to glue it, at least when I get my when I get my lid of my glue. But he really is stuck so fast. So I'm going to try to get my my lid of my glue. And yes, my glue is open. Finally. It took me a little while. I don't know what's wrong with my glue, but he really has no instinct to do something today. So I'm going to glue this, let it dry for a little moment, and then I'm going to glue it on the side of our box. And of course, I can already show it to you how it will look like. And don't worry, I know you see it backwards because I have my camera on. So this is how he will look like when he is dried up. So I'm going to do the other one also. In the meantime, our boxes are drying. I'm going to take the lids of our boxes. What I'm going to do, I just took out some greenery picks and I'm going to pull a couple of them off. And I'm going to use the smaller ones, so more like the little ones like this one. So you see, I just did take a little one and I'm going to take two of them. I'm going to do the plastic end. I'm going to cut off and I'm going to place one over here. So show it to you this way. One over here, one over here, a little bit in the opening of your handle. And I'm going to do a little piece of my berries on top of here. I'll show it to you in a moment. So I'm going to do the first one, the bigger one first, and I'm going to show it to you. At least it is so easy to do. I think you already know how to do it, but for everyone who likes to see it, I will show it to you. So I'm just going to do some glue on the back side of the branches. Of course, one is already falling off. So I'm going to do a little piece of glue on the back side and just place it sideways a little bit with the opening of your handle, and the other one also on the back side, a little piece of glue and glue it sideways from the other side and keep it in place for a little second. And you see, this is already how you get it. Now we are going to get one of the berries, and I'm going to do a piece with the smaller one. So I'm going to do some glue on the back side and again place it inside. I have to see what I do because I want to have it on a special place, and I keep it a couple of seconds on top of the inside of the greenery, and I am going to show to you in a moment. And you see, now you have a nice little piece in front of your display, and we are going to place it on top of here. And of course, you can do the other side, you can do all greenery, you can do anything you like. I like to keep it a little bit simple because this is just a little box you can do your letters in when you write them to Santa. So I'm going to do the little one also, and then we are getting the end reveal. And here you see the end reveal of our homemade little Christmas boxes, and I am so happy how both of them turned out. I know this one was a little bit of a long video, a little long DIY, but of course I hope you enjoyed seeing how I made these boxes, and of course I did already the searching for you so you can easily make them also. So I'm really happy how they turned out. Of course I decorated it to be used as a letter for Santa box, but of course you can decorate it any way you like. So in a moment I show it to you a little bit closer, but for now, thank you so much for being here and being my friend. I am so happy for that. If you like this content, like I said, said, I hope you will consider give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And you find all the links you need in my description box. There you find also our main channel Deco Easy. And of course, don't forget to watch and go ahead and look for my Etsy shop online. So there you find also beautiful prints for the season. So go ahead, check it out. Enough talking. I wish you all a beautiful day. Stay safe. See you next time. Bye.